What's up, everyone? Friday, February 24th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. So, whoo, man, it feels really good this week, guys, to be back in the groove, getting, multiple hour practice sessions in on a daily basis, and boy, does that ever make a difference. Just in terms of my own sanity, number one, but also just making progress on the goals. There's no substitute for putting in the time. There's ways around it when you're busy, but at the end of the day, you're either putting in the time or you aren't when it comes to getting work done. I mean, that's been my experience recently. So, on that note, let's get into it. Today's going to be a guitar day and going to be moving forward on the production front. So, going to do some online classwork, going to do some online classwork for guitar. Going to move forward with this song. I did some bass takes yesterday, but I haven't played bass, like the bass proper, in quite some time, so I felt definitely a little rusty. I felt like my intonation pitch was a little off. But I'll listen back to some of the takes I did and try to make a judgment call about whether I want to use the guitar going through the octave pedal to simulate the bass or if I want to use the actual bass itself. And that may be kind of a difficult decision, but I think it's really just going to come down to whatever gives me the emotion that I want out of the track and the sonics that I want. And it's good to have options, right? So I'll just explore those a little bit, make a judgment call. And the nice thing about multi-tracking this is I can always go back and change that later if I decide to move forward in a different way. So keep you guys updated on what happens there. Let's do this. All right, making good progress all around. Learning more about digital audio workstations in my technology class. Learning more about Tool in my music business class. Wow, Danny Carey. Tool as a band is amazing, but Danny Carey. Listening to a song like Lateralis, it's just amazing. The drumming is, it's like its own it's like its own type of music, man. The guy's just really found his way into the upper echelon of the greats, the all-time greats. Just amazing, amazing stuff. But yeah, just great music, man. Great ideas from every single person in that band. Great execution, great artistry. And the fact that they were able to make this incredibly progressive and heavy music and still have so much commercial success is just mind blowing. The only other band I can think of that's done that is Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon being the most notable commercially successful progressive rock album. Outside of those couple bands, it's just really King Crimson. I just don't know if you can call them like having mainstream success. They were really successful, but they don't have nearly the commercial numbers, I don't think, at least. I haven't looked into it, but that like a Pink Floyd or a Tool has. Just in terms of raw album sales and radio play. That's the crazy thing. Tool got like 7-minute songs on MTV. That just is not really done. It's really, really mind blowing how amazing that music is. So digging deep into that and just using it as inspiration, man. Watching those guys play, listening to those guys, it's so inspirational, man. It's just awesome. So feeling great there, enjoying getting more that inspirational juice is what drives us to do this stuff. So loving that, and then got into some guitar practice, working a lot on my right hand right now for the first time in a long time. Um, really trying to build some dexterity, some speed, and just a little more right hand awareness with my guitar playing, which I'm enjoying. Checking in with my pick technique and all that stuff. And then doing a little bit of singing practice, just making sure I'm controlling my sound as much as possible. So took a little break. Let's hit this track and try to move forward with it. I'm going to listen to the bass takes I did yesterday, see what's happening there, and then make some adjustments, and then maybe either try to retrack it, or just move forward with a new part of the song. So here we go. Alright, good session today, and definitely making progress, getting closer to where I want this track to be. And it's fun, just want to enjoy the process, and so far so good. So, what I was working on there was just taking some of the bass takes I had from yesterday. I didn't even listen to all of them, I just picked one kind of randomly. I probably should go through the others, but honestly I didn't feel super great about them, so I'm probably just going to end up retracking that at some point. Because the groove is it's not quite where I want it to be with the bass. So I want to fix that, make it perfect. And but yeah, I was just playing around with some of the sounds to make sure that the bass is the right instrument to use for that, because I have some bass sounds for my guitar, and it might be a little bit easier to get the timing and the inflections that I want. Like, it's a lot easier to bend a guitar string or vibrato a guitar string. It's just a lot thinner than these giant bass strings, but the slides sound really epic on the fretless bass. So I'm a little conflicted. What I'll probably do is track the guitar piece and see if I can get what I want out of that also. But the bass is sounding pretty good. I mean, just purely in terms of the sound that I want, like the sonics of it, it's not bad. It's maybe not quite perfect. It's going to take a little bit more tweaking to get it perfect, but I probably am not going to want to do that until I have like the final mix piece of stuff ready, because if I start adding a lot of things to the track and I've already perfected the bass sound, then that's inherently just going to change the way the bass comes through, and then I'm going to have to retweak it, and it's just going to be like this horrible just time suck. So I think, a good thing to do when tracking and even mixing sometimes is just try to get the general balance right. And this isn't like coming from me, this is advice I've gotten from other people. Like, just try to get a general balance right, and then you can start adding things like compression and reverbs and like moving things around in the mix, panning, making sure things are sitting where you want them to be, and then you can sort of just sweeten it to taste and just kind of do some fine-tuning elements. And I think that's how you use the minimal processing for the maximum effect. So far so good. I'm exploring some exciting stuff and having fun and just being in the production zone, which is just really inspirational and really creative, like I've been sharing. So I'm excited about all the ideas for this song. I think the execution piece is obviously, that's what counts, because if you don't do that, then they're just great ideas. But it's going well. It's going well. I'm really happy with the workflow I'm using, really happy with the progress I'm making, and yeah, I'll just keep you guys updated as I go. So I've actually done a little bit early today, which I'm feeling interesting about. I'm not sure what to do, but probably just going to call it a day and shut things down and then just move on with my life. But I'll be back tomorrow for more, and I'll update you guys then. Hope you guys are out there having an awesome Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.